Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend any limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. On April 23rd, 2024, we have a Scorpio full moon. So the topic of this video is going to be 3 things you should do for the Scorpio full moon 2024. Some sources say that this is going to be one of the most intense full moons of the year. Remember that full moons are more about closing the cycle and releasing, and new moons are more about starting the cycle, bringing in new energy. So Scorpio is a fixed water sign. My moon sign is in Scorpio, so this is going to be a very powerful full moon for me. So when we think of the Scorpio sign, we think of a sign that's more intense, very deep, intuitive, mysterious, ambitious, secretive, very loyal, obsessive, can be resentful and jealous. They are known to be more sexual and even psychic or clairvoyant. I call them like the human lie detector. Can be distrustful of others and very passionate as well. They're ruled by Pluto and Mars. Pluto is the planet of transformation and death and rebirth. And then Mars is the planet of energy and passion, even aggression. A few themes of the Scorpio full moon, I would say, are transformation, death, rebirth. And when I say death, I'm talking about like the death of your old self, death of things in your life that are no longer resonating with you on a soul level. You know, maybe you learned what you had to learn. It's time to let go. You know, we can't have the rebirth if we don't have the death of the old. It wasn't serving us, or we could say the transformation of the energy, right? This dies and this is reborn, right? Keeps going in a cycle, changes form. So that's something to keep in mind. It's a good time for renewal as well. So with all that being said, the 3 things you should do for this Scorpio full moon. Number 1 is confront your emotions and your shadow. Scorpio full moons are a great time for shadow work. So a lot of the shadow work is feeling your emotions. You might be feeling some very intense emotions. Talked about the transformation, the death, and the rebirth. Part of it is confronting your shadow, integrating your shadow, the darkest parts of yourself, the unconscious parts of yourself that maybe you're becoming aware of, that are being illuminated. Sitting with some uncomfortable emotions. Could be past traumas. It could be fears. Any limiting beliefs, anything that was maybe unconsciously running your life and driving you, right? It's a subconscious. But when we shine light on it and have awareness and make it conscious, then we can make the change. A lot of times we can't deal with sitting with being uncomfortable. And that's something that is very important. The more you can feel your emotions, allow them to flow through you, and then you can transmute them, you can learn from them. You can let them empower you. I did make a recent video on how to master your emotions. Check that out. That might be a good video to watch during this Scorpio full moon. It's about balancing your light and your darkness, integrating that shadow, right? We don't want too much light, but not too much darkness. You want to be blinded by the light or consumed by darkness, right? It's having that balance. Part of having that balance is sitting with that shadow, sitting with your emotions, very raw, you know? That's a good way to do some shadow work. Turn off all the distractions, all the things you use to drown out your thoughts and your feelings and your fears. Maybe journal out, what are these emotions trying to tell me? What comes up, without judging yourself, just allowing them to hold space for them, and then allowing them to be released. And if you need to emotionally release, like cry or something, or yell or something, whatever you have to do, those can be helpful. Once you confront your shadow, instead of rejecting it, once you accept that it's there and it's part of who you are, and you really integrate your shadow, you're really an unstoppable force, and you've really stepped into your power. So learning how to balance that dark and that light, and being comfortable with your shadow, and accepting your shadow, even becoming friends with, showing love to your shadow, because it's a part of you. It just wants to be acknowledged sometimes, and then felt, and then released, and then even transmuted into something else, right? Number 2, to note any revelations or epiphanies. During Scorpio full moons, often truths can be revealed, and they can be tough truths to sit with, but just become aware without judgment of what's being revealed to you. Any epiphanies, any synchronicities, messages and dreams, vivid dreams of this time. What are they trying to tell you? Pay attention to synchronicities, any hidden truths that are coming to light. Knowledge is power. And when you know the truth, you can become empowered. Since the veil was thinner right now, you can get more guidance in your meditations from your spirit guides or your higher self or whatever it is that you resonate with. Number 3, the last one, since Scorpio is a very passionate sign, ignite your passion. You can use some of this intense emotional energy to channel it to your passions instead. So what is that ignites your soul on fire? Whether it's a project you want to start, whether it's something that you just really like, something that really brings you joy and really gets you fired up, it makes you feel alive again, gives you excitement, motivation to want to move forward with life and keep going, right? Those are the things that it's good to engage in at this time. And if something isn't making you feel that spark, isn't making you feel passionate, isn't igniting your soul on fire, is just dampening your soul, feel dull, or stuck in any kind of way, we want to take our energy away from those things and maybe even take a break away from those things and focus more on what makes you feel alive and passionate. Really follow any kind of passions you have, even if it's a new idea, something you haven't tried before. Use that passion and determination from the Scorpio sign to have the courage to follow your passion. So overall, I would say the Scorpio full moon is a good time for reflection, for emotionally healing yourself and trusting your intuition. Scorpio is a very intuitive sign and it's a full moon, so your intuition's on point right now. So use that to guide you to where you want to go. That's all I have for today. If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I also have a Facebook group, Instagram, 2 podcasts, and a TikTok. The links are in this video description. I also offer intuitive transformational coaching. If you need intuitive guidance to motivate and support you on your spiritual healing and or self-improvement journey, my contact information is in this video description. Have a good day. Namaste.